Good evening, and this is Monday Agenda. Today, the Monday Agenda is talking to the ambassador of Comoro, who is also Ahmada El Badawi Muhammad Faki. Dr. Ahmada, very welcome to the program.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for hosting us here at the embassy.
Thank you to come to Comoro.
Yes. Tanzania will be commemorating 60 years of independence this year.
Not Tanzania only, but East African countries and Africa, all Africa, because we know the importance of Tanzania.
Oh, all right. So it's a joint celebration.
Yeah.
We're going to deep dive. Excellency, probably you want to bring my viewers into the years plus back in the struggles for independence, but you know better.
Thank you very much to come at Comoro today, and thank you for the first question about Comoro and Tanzania. Comoro and Tanzania has a good relation since many, many years. Let me tell you that the first association of Comoro at Zanzibar is before 1932.
Wow.
1932 has begun association in Zanzibar.
Okay.
And Comoro was there before that independence.
Okay.
Comoro contribute for education. The first school done by Comorian in Zanzibar on 1936.
Okay.
And closed and opened on 1946 in Zanzibar. So Comoro is the ground. Tanzania helped Comoro for training the first leaders who they are becoming the first person to call independence after Tanzania be independent.
Okay.
Not only politically, but also in the religion. All the Mufti of Comoro study in Zanzibar.
Wow.
Muslim country. They was member of parliament in Zanzibar before independent.
Mm-hmm.
There was a sheikh, many sheikh of Comorian coming from Comoro and staying at Zanzibar, training and become Qadhi, become Mufti, married, their son are becoming Tanzania with Zanzibarit.
Okay.
So we had, before the politically diplomacy, but we are a history, we have a history and we are neighbors, but also brothers because our blood is here.
Yes.
The blood of Comorian, the blood of Tanzania, we share it.
Yes.
So it's important to mention it.
Absolutely. I'm truly honored, Your Excellency. The school in Zanzibar that was established in 1936,
Yeah.
is it still active today?
No, unfortunately, not active.
Okay.
But it's a history.
Yes.
Is among of us, we know that not active now.
Okay. Because I asked that, Your Excellency, because I studied at the Center for Foreign Relations. And that Center for Foreign Relations, Tanzania, the government of Tanzania, was given by the government of Mozambique when they used to train leaders there for the struggle during the struggles for independence. So after they got the independence, then it was handed over to Tanzania, and then we are learning there as future diplomats, present and future diplomats. So I thought probably this school, I think it's good. Maybe you consider to bring it back to life.
Yeah, it's so good. Actually, in Zanzibar,
yes,
you can get work fee. You see that? They give me work fee from Wangazija to Zanzibar.
Yes.
You can have more than intellectualists, political men, religious men inside. Mm-hmm. So I invite you to go to Zanzibar and visit. You can have more information about Comoro, Zanzibar, and Tanzania.
Excellent. I look so much forward to that. I will certainly make a point. Your Excellency, apart from that rich history that emanated...
Let me tell you that Mwalimu, Mheshimiwa, later President Kamara Nyerere,
yes,
give to Comorian who were here before 1975 a house and a radio to communicate and facilitate the philosophy to be independent. That radio was at Mnazumoja. And after that, after 1 year, 2 years, referendum is done at Komoro, and they are coming to Komoro, make the first political part called Pasoko. And all the majority of them are coming from Tanzania. And make sensibilization. We get our independence on 6th July 1975. So the idea is come from Tanzania.
Wow.
It's like that to be brothers.
Okay. And this radio and the house are still preserved?
No, as we don't know it, but it's the history.
It's the history.
Yeah. The history.
This is a very rich history,
yeah,
Your Excellency. Yeah. Thank you very much. Now, apart from this very rich history, I'm sure it will be popping in and out in the course of discussion on the Monday agenda. What about the economic ties between our two great nations, Your Excellency?
We have, let me tell you that till today, we have 1,800 Comorian by month were coming in Tanzania.
Okay.
According to the data which we have from the port, we are the 18th country who make a good job from here to Komoro. I think that you hear Mama when he says Komoro depends. Huh? Komoro is small country, yes, but Soko is there.
Correct.
Is it true? We are a small country. Komoro has 4 islands, Anjuan, Moweli, Mayotte, Maore, and Ngazija.
Yes.
Even we are small, but we travel more. And we make more business here in Tanzania. Medical, tourism, business.
Okay. And what's the current population, Your Excellency, of Komoro?
No, Morocco, Komoro.
Komoro, yes.
Yes,
Komoro.
thank you very much. 1,800 people.
Okay. All right.
No, less more 1 million.
All right.
But we have a big diaspora in French.
Okay.
We have a big diaspora who participate in the life of the country. And Komoro accepted 2 citizens.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Dual
you can
citizenship.
be Comorian and French,
Okay.
or Tanzania, but Tanzania would like to have 2 citizens.
Citizenship, yes. But it's accepted in Komoro.
Komoro
That's
accepted.
great.
Even 3.
Oh, is that
You can,
so?
yeah, no limited.
Your Excellency, we have, as you rightly said, many Comorians in Tanzania, and you know, from the history, you can't tell the difference between a Tanzanian, a Zanzibari, and a Comorian. We all speak Swahili. We all just mingle in the streets of Kariakoo, streets of.
It's our history.
Yes.
Go to Bagamoyo,
Bagamoyo,
and see the geography.
Yes.
When Chiraz
Yes.
is coming in Bagamoyo, 2 directions: Komoro, Zanzibar, Zanzibar, Komoro, Komoro, Zanzibar. It's the history. So we are mixed. Population are mixed. We are the same. We are Arabic. We are coming from Arabic countries, but also from Bantu.
Yes. Swahili.
Swahili.
Yes.
So we are inside. 40 or 45% for Comorian is language, is Swahili.
Okay.
Because it's mixed between Arabic and Swahili.
Swahili.
Like Karibu.
Yes.
Right? Karibu is
It's spoken also. It's accepted as welcome in Komoro.
in Komoro.
Oh wow.
Hodi. Yeah. Karibu is the same.
Excellent.
Jina lako is the same. Marhaba, Arabic and Swahili. So we have many words common from Comoran language and Swahili and Arabic.
I'm trying to gauge one of many things that Her Excellency Samia Suluhu is currently promoting, other than economic diplomacy, but in the line of economic diplomacy, is getting the products and the produce from Tanzania to different parts. What does Tanzania export mostly to Komoro, or Comorians come to Tanzania to buy mostly?
Let me tell you to go to see Mr. Paul Chamber of Commerce can tell you
Yes.
what they are taking from Comoro.
Paul
It's a coin.
Yes.
It's the problem that we need to stay together. But really, we have 1,800 to go to Comoro, but Tanzania, January till now, we have 300 only.
Okay.
So no more activities from Tanzania to Comoro. We have to stimulate the appetite.
Yes.
What Tanzania need from Comoro and how we can organize it.
Absolutely.
Like Mama says, Mama Samia, President of Tanzania says,
Yes.
we have not a ship for the government is private, but we have to study to see how we can cooperate with the private sector and give good performance for that market is big, is good and big to use a good ship than majahazi.
Correct.
It's our idea which we follow it.
Okay. And how is that coming, Your Excellency? I know you attend several fora where Tanzania Private Sector Foundation is either part of that or engagement with the private sector.
Study, we are study.
Okay.
New year, we'll see new image.
Excellent.
I don't anticipate it, but you'll know it.
We'll see.
But new year, a new area, a new vision would be done between Comoro and Tanzania. Because I tell you, we had more 100 years to be brothers and sisters. But from 2013, Tanzania opened the first embassy at Comoro, and in 2014, Comoro opened in Tanzania. So we have to jump for that friendly relation and becoming diplomacia and economically relationship.
Correct. Very important.
It's that we are follow it with the government of Tanzania through our Minister of Foreign Affairs, Ambassador Liberata Mulamula.
Yes.
And his staff, and her staff.
Yes. Your Excellency, you've spoken of pertinent issues to as far as the economy and trade relations between our two countries, and you've said that we need to revitalize, we need to promote more engagement. I remember recently, Your Excellency, you shared with me the website for Comoro, for people who want to go and invest in Comoro, people want to do business in Comoro. You have Capital TV right now, right in front of you, Your Excellency. You probably want to use this opportunity to invite investors watching the program to come and invest in Comoro.
Before I invite them,
Yes.
I would like to give them a promise that next year, government of Tanzania and Comoros will stay together and they decided how some barriers are inside can be cancelled to facilitate that communication, that cooperation to be really active in the ground between the two countries.
Yes.
Because the law of Comorian and the law of Tanzania, perhaps there is some barriers who don't facilitate that activities to be very well. Because is it true? Is it true we have Comoran business and a small business like Tasway to go to Comoro, but not just that we need. We need a big businessman to go to build a hospital, to go to build a school, to facilitate the university. Your university here is very big, many branches, economically, environment, chemistry. Why not to go to open that at Comoro, private or public, to facilitate cooperation?
Correct.
We are members of SADC. So what we can bring from here to Comoro, and else what we can take from Comoro to Tanzania.
Yes.
We have to stay together and see how we can make.
Yes, and you've taken me back the memory lane to one of the adages of Africa. They say if you want to go fast, go alone, but if you want to go far, go together. And this is the point that you've been emphasizing from the beginning of the program, that we need to hold our hands as brothers, Tanzania and Comoro, to forge ahead. to forge ahead. You are watching the Monday Agenda, and the Monday Agenda today is privileged to speak with the Ambassador of Comoro here in Tanzania, Dr. Hamada El Badawi Mohamed Faki, who is also the Dean of the Diplomatic Corps. Truly privileged. Your Excellency, as we spoke from the very beginning, that as Tanzania commemorates 60 years of independence, and you rightly corrected me, it's not Tanzania, because the liberation movements that Tanzania spearheaded, the whole Africa is celebrating the 60 plus years of independence. What, Your Excellency, is your wish for the people of Tanzania, for the unity in Africa generally, because this is all our baby?
Oh, thank you very much. When I tell you, not only Tanzania who will be celebrate the independence anniversary, but as like diplomatic community here, we are behind the government of Tanzania to celebrate together, even our countries. Even our countries. Our minister, Ambassador Liberta Mulamula, called us and told us in each country which they have embassy, they have a week to celebrate it. Mm-hmm. And that celebration will be done on the world. That I tell you is not only Tanzania, but in the world. And also the position for Tanzania to be head for the peace is important. Mm-hmm. For Africa, and head also to participate for many independent countries in Africa is important to bring up the position for Tanzania in the world and Africa. Mm-hmm. More 60 or 70 ambassadors in Tanzania will take place on that independence. It's not a small thing.
It's not a small thing, not at all.
Huh? It's not, so it's not for you, it's not for us, but all the world. It will be celebrated in each country, which you have open embassy, but also 60 ambassadors will be there. And let me tell you also that my president will be here.
Oh, is that so?
My president can't stay at Comoro. He must come and follow the activities. He will lead, he will head the delegation will come from Comoro. Excellent. We are brothers, we are neighbors, mm-hmm. we have a good relation between Comoro and Tanzania.
Oh, this is big. Your Excellency, allow me to pick your brain as the Dean with such a vast experience to be a Dean. I'm sure you've looked onto how instability is affecting most relations in few African countries. You've highlighted the role of Tanzania that played in promoting and spearheading peace and peaceful talks in the region and beyond. How can we? What lessons do we draw so that we can enhance peaceful dialogue? We can enhance peace in African countries so that the likes of Sudan, Somali can actually append the peace in Africa.
We are men. We have to dream. Why not? We have to dream. And that dream can be reality. We know the problem which we have today at Ethiopian. Mm-hmm. We don't sleep. Because the capital for Africa is Ethiopian.
Yes.
We pray, diplomacy working to have peace for all population. And Tanzania sure is behind. Because Tanzania need peace, stability here in Tanzania. Politically, but also religion. Mm-hmm. We have Muslim, we have a council for Muslim, yes. Christian, others, but we have a peace. We are working, we are sleeping well. Mm-hmm. In Tanzania, we have a peace. So that good image which we have here in Tanzania, but be multiplied for other countries and give a good image for Tanzania to follow it. No interference for the life of each country, but we have to follow the good and give the good way to follow.
Correct. It is. They say thinkers, but think tank in Africa the problems that Africa has will only and can only be resolved by Africans.
It's really why our legacy put all African countries together. Why? And why today we can't make it?
How do we go about that, Your Excellency?
Discussion. We have to discuss, to really stay in the discussion between us.
Because we have the regional blocks, we have the AU, we have the SADC, we have the EAC, and many more. I can mention several others, but the focus has mainly been on economic transition between,
The war what you have today in Africa or out of Africa is the poverty.
Yes.
Is the poverty. How we can address the poverty? How we can cancel the poverty in our country?
But
how we can stimulate the education for youth, which I tell you, because the insecurity which we have on our country become for the juvenile delinquencies. Abuse drug, alcohol, and others. How? Through the school. Through the school and have a good curricula, and we can against it. So the budget of the school must be revised future to be sure that the young people are going to school, they have a good school, they have a good curricula, and sure something will be changed in our countries.
Okay. The reason I ask this, Your Excellency, is because if you want to promote the economy of any country, if you want to promote trade activities of any country, if you want to promote education, health, you can't promote such in an area where the peace is unstable. So for me, I thought probably we need to ensure, first and foremost, that, Africa was just one continent. Past Berlin Conference, the formation of the boundaries, the countries, the scramble and partition for Africa. But then we need to come up as brothers and spearhead peace so that we can now be able to promote peace, promote tourism, promote trade.
We have to work more than that. Our thing. Our speed is very slow. In SADC, in ESC, AU. So we have to review how to cooperate with the all of government and how we are working. It will be cancel everything in our side.
Your Excellency, another question as a dean. I'm privileged to actually have this interview with you, and I really wish many people who will watch this interview through our channel will also benefit from the interview that I have the opportunity. I'm looking on to very many young people in Tanzania and Africa at large. We say, and it is said, that the better tomorrow is determined by the choices we make today. How, Your Excellency, are we preparing the young people like myself and a few other young people that you've seen in the streets in Tanzania and the streets in Comoros, everywhere you go, but generally in Africa, to become better ambassadors, to become better and future leaders of Africa tomorrow?
It is in reality for our life today. 52% of our population is young and majority women. We have to adapt our concept for development for each country and make harmonization for our implementation. It's that I tell you, the budget for Minister of Education and Health must be revised and given more to support the school, public and private school, to make a good education on each country or in the region, on our organization, and write a good performance for the future.
Is there any
we have challenges on our days. Climate change, violence done for the young men and women. We have the young men who are in the road. So it is among of our challenges which we have today, and we have to thought how to preserve their life and be future ambassadors for our respective countries. It's not something which can be done by me only or by Tanzania only, but need the cooperation, regional, African, and the world.
Correct. You've spoken a very pertinent issue, and the world has just closed the conference on climate change. And I'm contemplating the representation of the country like Tanzania was done by Her Excellency the President of the United Republic of Tanzania, Samia Suluhu. And I'm looking on to now post that conference. How then are the youth, because many African heads of states also participated in that conference. Now, how are the youth informed or to be informed so that they can be part and parcel of, you know, the climate change process?
No, it's
Okay.
Do you get me?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's not part of the production. Your Excellency, in preparing the young people to become the future leaders, you've rightly answered. They require skills. They require some type of knowledge, which most African countries struggle to, you know, sort of like acquire in our education system. What is your take on most challenges in the education system in Africa?
For me, we have SADC, we have East African Community. What kind of education promote there and will be done on Africa, on that region? I can't reply you to today.
Yeah,
I have not.
Yes, because I wanted to tap onto that rich knowledge as a dean with vast experience.
Yeah, but not dealing with the world, dealing in Tanzania.
Correct. Your Excellency, we are drawing closer to the end of the program, and I would really wish to also grasp your knowledge on what is your opinion on the future of Africa.
I hope, and I wish, like Muslim, I wish God to give us peace in Africa and make that our young son, daughters, and nephew learn very well to change Africa, to change our countries. Because without training, without learning, we can't change. In the Quran, we say, هل يستوي الذين يعلمون والذين لا يعلمون. The person who has learning is the same without who is not learning, never, la. So, and the first ayah of the Quran is Iqra, read. So, read. The first ayah of the Quran, read. So, from that, I can say, or I say, the budget of education must be renewed to facilitate education for the young, for future in our countries, region, and Africa.
Correct. Your Excellency, I will not be doing justice to have had such a privilege and end the program without, again, getting your vast experience onto Africa trades mostly in agricultural products. Tanzania equally, and most African countries. We've not been able to transform the agriculture sector in Africa to actually be able to address the challenges that we face, name poverty, diseases, hunger. You know, these are called traditional enemies from post-independence. How, in your experience, Your Excellency, can we then look onto, you've mentioned about revisiting the budgets for education. How can we keenly look onto the agriculture sector?
It's the same. You only Tanzania, you can't walk closely without others' neighbors.
Yes.
You are lucky, you have a chance, a big country, your production is very high, but that cooperation between Tanzania, Comoro, Malawi, and your neighbors will consume that production. So how today the law from Comoro, the law from Tanzania can facilitate that cooperation to access, because we are a member of SADC, we are a member of African Union, the barrier will be cut, and we facilitate integration. So that integration must be a reality in our life. Everything will be good. Will be good.
All right. But that, I believe, Your Excellency, cannot be attained through political dialogues, can it?
We can't.
Absolutely.
Political, no.
I look very much forward to visiting Comoro. I've been there once. It was a while. I went on a holiday, but probably to explore the economies of Comoro.
No, to explore communication, how we can develop communication. Others can go to for economy, but today, ICT is important.
It is.
How you can communicate with private or public radio, television, how you can develop, give performance for others. It's important.
It is.
Give to Paul Coy to see economically and go to see how you can develop that communication.
Absolutely. Very important. You've mentioned, and this being a media channel, Your Excellency, do we have in Comoro TV stations, radio stations like such, that we can also have this program aired in Comoro? Maybe?
It's that tell you, they have, but tell you go to see how you can communicate with them. There is, but no develop like here.
All right. Your Excellency, we are coming to the very end of the program. Maybe you have a message you want to convey to Tanzanians through the Capital TV.
What I can say, Tanzania are happy because they are in the good country, hospitality, peace, full peace important. Because without peace, we can't do anything.
Correct.
So we have to preserve that legacy which we have for our leaders and become reality in the world, here in Tanzania. If peace continue to be like that, they can enjoy, they can be happy, they can work easily, they can have, and happy Independence Day for all Tanzania.
Yes, I'd wanted literally, Your Excellency, if you may just say that specifically for the 60th anniversary of Tanzania. You want to wish Tanzanians watching the Monday agenda and generally the Tanzania community in general? Your message for the 60th anniversary, if any, Your Excellency.
I think already talk more for the, I will repeat, that's not good. Happy Independence Day for Tanzania, men and women, peace, and continue to, with your hospitality, to receive us and join us, and as we join you for that important moment for celebration.
Your dearest, my viewers, this marks the end of the Monday agenda this evening, and I'm delighted to have had a special program with Dr. Hamada El Badawi Muhammad Faki, who is the Ambassador of Comoro here in Tanzania, but also the Dean of Diplomatic Corps, and we are looking on to bilaterals between Tanzania and Comoro, looking onto the history, the rich history that our two great nations share. You know, that goes way before the independence. We're talking about 1932, the school in Zanzibar in 1937. We're looking on to, you know, the trade that was happening in the coastline between Comoro, Zanzibar, Bagamoyo, all this rich history that needs to be enhanced for the future generation. But also I was able during the interview to tap onto the rich experience that the Dean has, the ambassador has, is onto how the youth can now look onto Africa's perspective and look onto how they can enhance the peace that is really stressed on, that without it, we can't really progress. The peace that without it, we can't go on to trade, we can't go on to cultural ties, economic ties, relationship between any country, and we need to really uphold it so that we can see advancement of Africa as we forge forward into the fourth industrial revolution. With this, I'm delighted to say thank you for watching. I'm your host, Austin Makani, and with me was the ambassador of Comoros. Thank you so much for hosting us here.
Karibu,
And
welcome.
please, we look so much forward to a greater relationship, especially as you explained, looking forward to what will transpire coming year 2022. I'm your host, Austin Makani. Thank you for watching the Monday Agenda.